Testing, testing.
The red light's on, the light.
I have a red light.
Okay.
We are streaming and the recording is on.
So, we're out of executive session, and we will proceed with appointments. Now, for the new members, so you know, everything is live streamed on video. I don't know if I said that to you guys. Okay, so can I have a nomination for zoning board secretary, please?
I'll nominate Courtney Lopez as the zoning board secretary.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, Jay?
Mr. Orphan.
Mr. Orphanopoulos?
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhardt.
Ms. Gerhardt?
Mr. Burkle.
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus.
Ms.
Yes.
Campus?
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani?
Okay, and Mark, as an alternate, you don't vote on this. You only vote when one of the members are missing. Okay? Next, board attorney. Can I have a nomination for board attorney?
I would nominate Marty Flager.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Mr. Orphanopoulos.
Mr. Orphanopoulos?
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhardt.
Ms.
Yes.
Gerhardt?
Mr. Burkle.
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus.
Ms.
Yes.
Campus?
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani?
Thank you. Next position is special consulting attorney. We will not appoint anybody at this point and reserve that spot for future if we need to. Next position, board engineer. So for the board engineer, we have decided to open up interviews that we do at our next regularly scheduled meeting, which will be in January 24th. So at this point, we will not appoint a board engineer. Next item down is special consulting engineer. We also will not appoint one at this point, and will reserve the option to do that at a future time if deemed necessary. Next, board planner.
I'll make a motion to appoint Kate Geller as our board planner.
Second,
I would second that.
thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Orphanopoulos.
Mr. Orphanopoulos?
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhardt.
Ms. Gerhardt?
Mr. Burkle.
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus.
Ms.
Yes.
Campus?
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani?
Okay, beautiful. Next position, special consulting planner, and we will also hold off on appointing one until deemed necessary in a future and later date. Okay, item number 5. Francine?
Resolutions providing for annual notice of meetings pursuant to Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act.
Okay, so if we look at the agenda dates that Courtney had supplied us, and I think everybody said that they're okay with what they see, and if that's the case, then can I have somebody motion to accept them?
A motion to accept the annual notice of meetings and the dates pursuant to Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Orphanopoulos.
Mr. Orphanopoulos?
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhardt.
Ms.
Yes.
Gerhardt?
Mr. Burkle.
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus.
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani?
Okay, next item, number 6.
Awarding contracts for professional services.
No, we're not going to do that. Next, number 6 item.
Zoning Board of Adjustment Rules and Regulations for 2024.
Okay, did anybody get a chance to review the rules and regs? Any comments? Only one minor comment, which I think Courtney will adjust. Other than that, can I have a motion?
I'm going to make a motion to accept the Zoning Board of Adjustment Rules and Regulations for 2024.
Okay, second,
Second.
Lori. Okay, roll call, please, Jay.
Mr.
Mr.
Orphanopoulos.
Orphanopoulos?
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhardt.
Ms. Gerhardt?
Yes.
Mr. Burkle?
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani?
Mr. Luciani?
Okay, all approved. Moving on to the final item on the agenda, number 7.
Official newspaper, Asbury Park Press, for publication of sunshine law notice and legal notices by applicants and publication of board decisions. Copy for your information to Two River Times.
Okay, the official paper, can I have a motion to select it?
Oh,
Make a motion.
Jean?
Asbury Park Press is our official publication,
And Two River Times.
and the Two Rivers.
Okay.
I'll second it.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call.
Mr.
Mr.
Orfanopoulos?
Orfanopoulos?
Better at that. Yes.
Mr. Santora?
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhard?
Ms. Gerhard?
Mr. Burkle?
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle?
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani?
Mr. Luciani?
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for that. It went pretty smoothly. Now, at this time, we will adjourn from a reorg meeting, but we will not, don't close the tapes or anything. We will move right into a regular agenda meeting. We have 2 resolutions, 2 hearings that we have to talk about, and that should be that. So, with that being said, call to order.
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act,
Excuse me,
Mr. Chairman, just for the
Chairman,
record,
just for the record,
a
a
vote, even if it's a
vote,
voice
even
vote,
if it's a
to
voice
adjourn
vote
the
to adjourn the
reorganization meeting.
reorganization meeting.
Okay, can we have a voice vote to adjourn the reorganization meeting?
Aye.
Open up second reading. Go ahead, Francine.
in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 4-10, and the regulations governing remote meetings, NJAC 539 1.5, I hereby announce that adequate notice and electronic notice of this meeting was provided in a notice dated January 14th, 2023, that was sent to the Asbury Park Press, Two River Times, posted on the bulletin board and on the main access door to Town Hall, filed in the clerk's office, and posted on the township's website, www.holmdeltownship.com.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr.
Mr.
Orfanopoulos?
Orfanopoulos?
Mr. Santora?
Mr. Santora?
Ms. Gerhard?
Ms. Gerhard?
Mr. Burkle?
Mr. Burkle?
Ms. Campus?
Ms. Campus?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Giampolo?
Mr. Luciani?
Mr. Luciani?
Mr. Frigiola?
Mr. Frigio?
Okay. All right. We will pass, since we already did the Pledge of Allegiance in the moment of silence, and go right into public hearing, item number 1.
Okay. This was carried to a date, continued public hearing, zoning board of adjustment 2023-5, Christopher and Jennifer Reppy, 12 Sherwood Court, block 18.01, lots 30.33, R40A zone. Bulk variance, applicant seeks variance relief for an existing retaining wall greater than 6 feet in height, which will disturb a slope greater than 25%. The wall extends from the southeast rear corner of the home and continues southeast for approximately 75 feet, and then curves to the northeast for an additional 75 feet. The total length of the retaining wall is approximately 150 feet. This has been carried to February 7th, 2024.
Thank you. And for those new members and those that might have missed the meeting, when tomorrow or the next day, you can contact Loretta in the office. I think Courtney may not be back yet, and she can explain to you how to get online and view that meeting, so that when you come to that meeting, you're prepared to partake in the meeting. And Mark, because you're an alternate, you can partake in questions and answers. You just can't vote unless one of these people are not here. And I know for one of the 2 meetings that we're going to be, Lori won't be here. Yeah, so that one you would be filling in for her, and you would move up to her seat, and you would participate as a full member. So you have to be prepared and up to date with every application that we go through, as if you could vote any time, because you never know. Like John always said, you never know when something comes up and you're not here. And these guys come from the city, so they have a big trip, Jason and John. Yes, it's not the first time. Okay, item number 2.
Mr. Chair, I believe that does require a formal vote.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Although I don't see it listed, typically those votes include that they are subject to the applicant agreeing to extend whatever time periods are necessary, and that there's no additional need for new notice.
Yes, no notice is necessary, correct. Okay, so you want to do a vote on this?
I think that's a safe.
Okay, go ahead.
I motion to carry the variance request for 12 Sherwood Court to the next meeting on February 7th.
Next meeting, we're skipping
I'm sorry, to the meeting on February 7th
without further notice.
without further notice.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Mr.
Mr.
Orfanopoulos.
Orfanopoulos.
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora.
Ms. Gerhard.
Ms. Gerhard.
Mr. Burkle.
Mr.
Yes.
Burkle.
Ms. Campus.
Yes.
Ms. Campus.
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani.
Okay, item carried. Item number 2.
Carried to a future date, continued public hearing, zoning board variance 469, Shahar Spitzer, 16 Mount Drive, lot 50.25, lot 24, R40A zone. Bulk variance, applicant seeks to construct a 2-story, single-family residential dwelling on the subject property, which is a permitted use in the zone. The applicant requires bulk variance relief for the following: deficient lot area, deficient lot depth, deficient lot frontage, deficient lot width, deficient front yard setback. This has been carried to the future date of January 21st,
February 21st.
February 21st, 2024.
Correct. Can I have a motion to carry that without further notice?
A motion to carry that public hearing to February 21st, 2024 for 16 Mount Drive, Shahar Spitzer.
Thank you. Second? Second from the new one. Come on, that's good. Get jumping right in there. Okay, great. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Orfanopoulos.
Mr. Orfanopoulos.
Mr. Santora.
Mr. Santora.
Ms. Gerhard.
Ms. Gerhard.
Mr. Burkle.
Yes.
Mr. Burkle.
Ms. Campus.
Ms. Campus.
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Giampolo.
Mr. Luciani.
Mr. Luciani.
Okay, professional reports. You have any, Jay?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware.
Okay, with that, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call or voice vote? Voice vote is sufficient. Aye. Adjourn, turn off all recording devices, and we're done.